Okay, so there's a term that I've never heard before. Never heard it before I started my journey with Christ. And it was one of my brothers, Basil, who introduced me to the term and let me become aware of what it was all about. Never heard of it. Spiritual warfare. And I never thought there was such a thing. I just thought, yeah, we're all living in the physical. People experience some stuff. I've experienced some stuff as a child growing up. But yeah, never really sort of think that there's a war going on. It's called spiritual warfare. So since I have gave my life to Christ, I have noticed a lot of things that took place in my life. So I started my journey and I came across a lot of attacks. And I used to had some, in the beginning, I had some weird dreams, but then the dreams then started to turn into sort of lust dreams. Like I'm dreaming almost every week, at least 3-4 times, or about 2-3 times a week. I'm having dreams about various different women. Some of them I've known, some of them I never seen them ever in my life, don't know who they are, and I'm having a dream about these people. So for me now, it's like, why? What do you want from me? I've prayed about them. I spoke to people about them. Apparently they will go at some stage. Don't know when. But yeah, I've basically been tormented by the demon of lust. And in fact, I've had a visitation from the demon of lust. I was in my bed sleeping and, in the spirit, I saw this figure just sort of like sort of hover across my my wardrobe. And I woke up and immediately I knew that was the demon of lust. So when I got up properly, I went downstairs and I logged into my computer and I was just looking up. No, it was on my phone actually. I was looking up the demon of lust, not knowing what it would look like. Did not know that it had a name. I think the name is was it I can't speak. Asmodeus, something like that. I'll put it there. So yeah, that was quite terrifying. And yeah, these dreams, they just keep on coming, and they've been tormenting me a lot. And yeah, I've came across a situation where this was sort of about 2 weeks after I started my journey with Christ, when I was approached by a person. He asked me a question: am I an empath? I said to him, I've heard that before, but I don't think I am. One of my best friends he told me one day, Marlon, you could be an empath. And I was like, really? What's that? But anyway, so he said I could be an empath. And we got talking, this was at work. And he asked me, do I know what a tuning fork was? I said to him, no, I never heard of that. So anyway, I went into his office space, and he sort of got these cards out. I did not even know what they were, but I think they were tarot cards. And it seems like he's into some sort of astro prediction as well. And he got the tuning fork and he started to hover the tuning fork above these cards. And with that, he was able to work out my favorite color and that sort of thing. And I was like, wow, I was so impressed by it. You know, and I thought, okay, might be a coincidence. And, you know, he was telling me how I could heal people with my mind. I could heal people from a distance. He's been doing this stuff for over 20 plus years. And the thing as well, he was so keen to share all his information, all his data. He said to me, bring a USB key in and he can copy all the information, all his 20 years plus of work on the USB stick for me. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Like at the time, I was like really drawn in. I was like, oh man, that is amazing. Like, you know, to be able to sort of heal yourself, heal people, you know, from a distance as well. And I told him, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be happy to. He told me about this book. And I think he said he would have bring it in for me. But he said I could also get it on Amazon. So I went on Amazon because I'm quite curious. You know, I went on Amazon and I bought the book. And I bought the audio version of the book. It's called Soul Speak, the Language of Your Body. And I was listening to it. And something in my spirit wasn't feeling it at all. You know, I was not appreciating what I was listening, what I was hearing. And in the end, I decided to stop listening to it. He told me about, you know, I should follow my color, my favorite color, which is yellow. Whenever I go into my car, tune into a station and listen to this song, listen to the lyrics, because there could be some sort of message behind the lyrics. And all sorts of stuff. He managed to work out my favorite, I think my lucky number and all that stuff. But yeah, spiritual attack. You know, I had a cat. You know, the devil is such a liar, such a little conniving wretch, a liar, deceitful person. And he used my cat against me. But I will talk about that in another video. So the devil can use things that you would have thought would have an impact and use it against you. So this thing called spiritual warfare, I was ignorant to it. I never heard anyone talk about it. Never really, I never thought it's something that existed, but it is a real thing. And I came under attack. You know, the devil know that I am a lost soul and he had plans to take me out, because if my wheel had came off on the motorway, I probably would have been dead. And he knew that I was going to be drawn to God. I would be getting closer to God. And therefore, his mission was to take me out. But God intercepted his plan. And yeah, I'm here today to talk. You know, God intercepted his plan. And the reason why God intercepted his plan, because thanks to my grandmother, you know, God made a promise to my grandmother. He promised my grandmother that he will save me, you know, because I'm telling you, my grandmother, she was a praying grandmother. She would pray and she would call out the names, say the names of the people that she's praying for. And yeah, I know for sure that God made a promise to my grandmother to save me. So, bless her soul. Yeah, my grandmother. So, yeah, and you know what? If you don't believe me, you know that Jesus is real, give him a try. You know, and you will see how things just going to happen. The devil will try to intercept, and he's only doing that because you're getting closer to God. He's losing the battle. So of course he's going to try, you know, and he will try his very hardest. So trust me, you know, try and you'll see. Just open up your heart to Jesus and you will see. You know, we have a saying in Jamaica that the devil is strong, and indeed, the devil can be strong at times. But when you put your trust and faith in God, you know, he can't stand, he doesn't have any power, basically. Scripture for you. Peter 5 verse 8. Niv. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Resist him, standing firm in faith, because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings. So, stay blessed.